Hello friends, in the series of learning C++ programming, in the previous session we have discussed static data member, and now in this session I am going to explain static member function. Now you know that we can declare a data member as a static. In the same way we can declare member function also as a static, and that is nothing but a static member function. Getting? Now see, what is the purpose of writing this type of static member function and how to call it. See, if we have declared any static data member, in the previous session we have seen that C and T, that count, is a static data member. If we are displaying that count with the help of any object, then that will remain same, because count is a single variable. Count is having its single existence, that is not for all objects. There is no any separate copy of that count for all objects. But suppose we want to display count, then we can write a member function for that. If we have written any member function which is non-static, then we have to call that member function with the help of object dot. But that count is not for any particular object. That is totally related with a class, not related with any particular object. That's why there is no any meaning that we are displaying count using any object. But if we have written any normal member function that is non-static, then it is compulsory that we have to call that using object dot. There we can use any object. We will get same output. Getting? But the best way is to write a static member function for displaying such a type of static variables. If you want to do any functionality on static data members, then it is better to write static member function for that instead of normal member function, that is non-static member function. Now how to do that? We have to just write static keyword before writing that member function. That's it. This is only the way to write or to define a static member function. That's it, just like a static data member. Suppose I want to write any member function of a class. Suppose test class is there, and inside that I am writing one member function to display count of number of objects created of that class. And there we can write a function like void, because return type is void, because here we are just displaying the count. Void, then display C and T, and here we are just displaying a count, no any argument is required. How to call this member function? For that we have to create object and then we'll call using object dot. But see, we have already discussed that there is no meaning to call using object dot such a type of method, because that C and T is a static variable already declared, suppose. Okay, that's why we can write here static keyword. In this way we can write a static member function. Here whatever the statements inside that static member function we have to write. Now the static member function is having some characteristics. The first is static member function is having access to only static members. Non-static data members we cannot use here. Getting? This is the first characteristics, and second one is normal member function we call using object dot. Now static member function should be called using scope resolution operator. To call static member function we have to use class name and scope resolution operator. Getting? See, the first point is, if we want to write static member function, then we have to just attach static keyword before writing that member function. Inside that static member function we can have access to only other static members. Means if you have just declared any static int C and T suppose, then that you can access over here inside this method very easily. But if that class is having any other integer variable A suppose, that is not accessible here. Always keep in mind. Then this member function, how we can call? To call this member function we have to use class name scope resolution operator. For example, suppose your class is test class, then how to call this member function? Simple test, that is class name scope resolution operator display C and T. This is the way to call static member function. Now let us see one example based on this static member function concept. In the previous session we have seen static data member. Inside that we have declared one class item. The same class I am using here. How to do that? See, first we have to include that IO stream and then using namespace std. Okay, now how to declare class? Simple way, use class name is item. Item is having two data members. One is non-static, second one is static. The first one is item number and the second one is count. Count is nothing but number of items created. That's why we have to declare that count as a static. Okay, static int cnt. Now whenever we will declare any static variable, then that will be associated with class, not any particular object. Getting? Now this is a static data member. Now inside public section we have to just declare two member functions. The first one is to set item number, but here item number is not passed. Whenever we will call that set number method, whatever count that will be assigned directly to that item number. Now how to do that? Let us see. Here we will write like void then set number means set item number, and we are not passing anything to that member function. See, whatever value of incremented count, because here we are calling this set number member function using any object dot. Whenever we will call this set number, that object is there, that means that object is present. That's why whenever we will call this set number, that object's item number we have to set. Here I am writing like this. See, item number equal to plus cnt. What is the meaning of this statement? Plus cnt. Cnt is a static variable. Static variable you can access in non-static member function or static member function, no problem. But in a static member function you can have access to only static member, not non-static. This is the difference. Now see here, whatever counters value that we are incrementing, and that incremented value I am setting to that set item number of particular object, particular item. That's it. Now here just we have to show count. For that we'll write one static member function. For that first keyword we have to use like static. Then show means no return type. Void show cnt means show count, and here no arguments are required. Here just we are displaying counters value. Cout item count equal to cnt. Here see, count is a static variable, that's why we can access inside this static member function. Now one more non-static member function I am writing just like show number. That's it. And here we will display the item number of that particular object, particular item. For that we have to write like this. Cout item number equal to item number. That's it. This is our class. Now this class item is having two data members, item number and cnt. This one is non-static, this one is static. Now here we have written three member functions. This one is first, this one is second, and this one is the last one. Now see, in this member function what we are doing, we are just setting the number of that item number of that called item. Means here we will create one object of that item class, and through that object we will call this member function. And whenever we will call this member function, then its item number should be set, and here we are setting that item number by incrementing the counters value. Means here we are doing two actions. First we are incrementing counters value, and the same counters value we are just assigning to item number of that particular object. Now next is, see here, these are to just display the counters value, show count method, and show number is to display the item number of that particular object. This is a static method, and here we are just accessing that cnt, no problem. This is static data member, we can easily access here. Getting? This is just a concept of static member function. Now inside main we will create two objects of this item class, and we will call all the methods one by one. How? Let us see. Void main, and inside that first we will create two objects of this item class, let item a comma b. These are the two objects. Now for a item I am calling this set number, like a dot set number and b dot set number. That's it. Now whenever we will call like this, counters value will gets automatically incremented. See, first this will be executed, a dot set count. Internally inside memory there is a and b having item number, data member, item number. Okay, and CNT will be common to both. Means any number of objects you can create, all objects will share this CNT because this is static data member. Now here what will happen, whenever we will call like a dot set number, CNT will be incremented. Initially CNT will be 0. See, one point is remaining. After closing this class, we have to redeclare this CNT because this is static data member. Data type, class name, scope resolution and CNT. In this way we have to redeclare. Whenever we will create object of that class, first object, then this will get assigned. Means for that a, memory will be allocated and internally the static data member will be created, but it is individual. There is no any existence of this CNT inside this a. This is totally having different existence. This will be created only once and will get assigned 0 initial value. Now whenever we will create b, only item number, for b's item number memory will be allocated, not for CNT, because that CNT is common to all. We already know the static data member concept. The same is here. Whenever we will call like a dot set number, CNT value will get incremented, that is CNT will become 1 and that will get set to item number. Now whose item number? Calling object's item number. Here a is the calling object. That's why here 1 value will get set to that a. Suppose I am calling in this way b dot set number, again same thing will happen. CNT will be incremented and that will get set here as item number of b. Now see, I am just writing a dot show number and b dot show number. This show number is a non-static member function, that's why we have to call it using object dot. Whenever we will call like a dot show number, automatically item number of that a will be displayed. Like onto the output screen you will get like this, item number equal to 1, then item number equal to 2, because we are just calling b's show number method. Now see, this show count method, now we have to call how many items are created, how many objects are created, that will be displayed with the help of show CNT method. We are just displaying here count, number of items. Now this is a static member function, we have to call using class name scope resolution operator. Now how to call that? Simple class name is item, then scope resolution operator, and then just we will call like show CNT. Then we will get output like item count is equal to, what is the value of CNT? 2. Of course we have created 2 items, we will get item count 2. Suppose I am creating one more item here. It is allowed in C++ where you can declare any variable at any place before using it. Now item C, suppose I have created and I am just calling C dot set number. Then what will happen? That counters value will be incremented. Okay, before that, whenever we will create this item C, then inside a memory C object will be created. It will have internally item number. Okay, and that will again share this CNT. Now whenever we will call like C dot set number, then this CNT will be incremented and that value will be set to item number of that C. Suppose we are calling C dot show number, then what will happen? We will get like item number equal to 3. And now I want to check the count of items created. Again you can call this show count method. Again in the same way we have to call like item scope resolution show CNT and stop. Now here we will get output like item count equal to the value of CNT is 3. Getting? In this way we can create a static member function just like a static data member. If you want to just write any class member function means any member function that is associated with class, not with any particular object, then such a type of member function you can declare as a static. and that you have to call using class name scope resolution. And inside that static member function you can have access to only other static members of that class. Means here you can access any static data member or any other static member function also you can access over here inside this member function. Getting? This is all about static member function in C++. Now in the next session we will see arrays of objects concept. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you.